We're going live. All right, you guys. Hi, Kristin here with Camile. I want to thank Camile so much for being here. I know a number of you are super excited for this interview. Comment in the chat if you're joining us live right now. Say, hey, Camile, let her know you're here. Let her know you're sending her love and support. I told Camile this is going to be like a one-on-one conversation between the two of us, but I want to, again, thank you, Camile, for being here. So let us know, guys, if you are here live watching the interview. If you're watching the replay, give me a hashtag replay. And then Camile and I can go back and look at your comments afterwards. But yeah, guys, if you have questions, you can definitely ask them while we're, talking today. Brenda's here live. Let me see who else. Brenda's here sending love. Brenda did her interview. Brenda, how long ago was that? Like a month ago, maybe 6 weeks? Nancy's here. What's up, Nancy? These are all CMW. Currently, Nancy's in CMW. Brenda's an alum. So you guys kind of know what Camile's going through, what she's been through, and just how happy we are. Camile, this is really all about celebrating you. So again, I want to thank you for being here, love. So guys, a little background on Camile, and then I'm going to let her do the talking, and I'm going to be quiet. Nancy says, Camile, congrats to you. So yeah, you guys, Camile and I have known each other for a while, and Camile reached out to me. Camile was like 4 months ago, probably.
Yeah, September. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, September. That's right. End of September. Because she had said like there were a couple of pictures. She's actually friends with my sister Danielle. And Danielle, you're watching live. Comment here. Chrissy, if you're watching here. And Danielle, she was a picture of Danielle, and she wanted to change. Right, that kind of was your catalyst. And so you reached out to me, and we got this party started on this food freedom journey. And you guys here in the group, you're always hearing me talk about food freedom, and Camile is a product of food freedom. Brenda, you're here live. You're also a product of that. Nancy, you're doing it right now. And so Camile, your story, I mentioned this before our interview, so inspiring. So thank you again for doing this. And what I want to start off with, guys, is, Camile telling us a little bit about you. Like, what had you tried in the past to lose the weight on your own?
Sure. So in the past, well, I'd always been an avid workout. Like I always worked out all the time, and I was never seeing results. So I started trying the intermittent fasting, which I know Danielle was doing. And I was like, okay, I'm going to try that. I would do that for a couple of weeks, couple of months. I would get down like 5 or 6 pounds, but it would never go past that. Then I'd lose motivation. I'd be like, forget it. I'll just keep working out and just remain the same weight. So I wasn't necessarily gaining weight, but I could not get down past that 5 or 6 pounds.
Yeah. Comment in the chat, guys, if you resonate with Camile, if you are in her shoes, like you've been trying things like intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is very common. A lot of people do it, and it works for some people, and other people, they're stuck. And guys, too, like intermittent fasting is not a diet, right? It's just like nutrient timing. It's like eating your meals in a certain window, whether you're 16/8, there's all different options. But that wasn't working, for Camile for her goals, right? So comment in the chat if you're in that exact situation. And Camile, like, how long did you struggle with this weight loss for?
I would say a couple of years, like maybe, I think from like 2017 on, I just kept going higher and higher slowly. But then I hit a number where I was like, okay, this is not acceptable. So I reached out to you.
I'm so glad you did, because look at you now. You're down like 17 pounds. And like, I want to remind you, like you lost this like over the holidays, like, like Thanksgiving. Remember how nervous you were for like Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, and like all the traveling you've done. And look at you, like you've maintained this. This is really fantastic. So I know you had said that you had joined CMW, or you had saw me on Instagram, right? Mm-hmm. You saw me posting. So what made you finally join CMW? Like, what did you see on IG that made you join CMW?
Well, I saw a lot of the pictures, which were very motivating, but I also, I think my initial conversation with you, just the way you understood what I was going through a bad breakup. I was emotionally eating. It was a pandemic. It was like a, terrible timing. So you were like, you are an avid, this is an emotional eater, like description. This is what we can do here. And I was like, okay, this is great. Cause before I never really thought about it like that, but I realized like I was finding happiness in food. And honestly, there was a point during the pandemic where I was having like 3 chocolate chip cookies every single night. I was like, okay, this is not acceptable. So talking to you and having you understand like, okay, this is what you're going through. I've seen this before. We can fix it. Like, that's what really motivated me to move forward.
Yeah, you guys comment in the chat again if you resonate with Camile. Maybe like you were eating too many cookies or sweets or nachos, if that's your thing. Like, during the pandemic, if you find that maybe you are an emotional eater, you eat out of stress or anger or guilt or anything going on in life, like Camille said, she's going through a breakup, like that's hard. And as a former emotional eater, and to another one, it's like, I get that, so comment in the chat if that's something that you think you struggle with, or, you do struggle with. Brenda, actually watching here live, that's something she brought up on her interview. She was like, I never realized how much of an emotional eater I was until I joined CMW. And I realized like, wow, like, why am I turning to these foods? Why do I have a sweet tooth? So we definitely overcame that. Though the good news is, Camille, you didn't have to give up all the cookies or like pizza or anything like that. You really did have that food freedom. So what was your favorite part about being Create My Weight?
My favorite part was kind of having an open mind. I know that you and I would talk about like all these different food replacements or better food. And I was like, oh, I'm scared of that. I don't know about this. I don't know about that. And I love, like, I'm obsessed with cauliflower, everything now. I feel like I have that replacement for so many things. Stevia, for some reason, I was scared of it. I don't know why, but I use that now in my smoothies. Like, I feel like there's been so many replacements, and I always tell my friends too, like in our group chats, I'm like, you guys, this is amazing. You have to try it. I swear this isn't an ad, but like, I'm obsessed with it. And I'll like send pictures. They're like, what are you advertising here? I'm like, I'm really not, I swear.
I love it. So finding foods that work for you, right?
Yes.
So guys, like that's one of the keys to food freedom, is finding foods that work for you and not feeling like you have to try these foods. And Camille, as you said, like you had some reservations for trying certain foods. And I feel like a lot of people have that. I remember when I was telling you about chocolate, like these like Lily's chocolate. Actually, I have some chocolate right here by my desk. Like, you guys, I practice what I preach. I walk the talk. I'm all about chocolate. Camille knows this. But you were nervous to try the different chocolate.
I love the Lily's chocolate. It's so good.
Do you remember why you were nervous about trying the chocolate?
It's silly, but I always have this fear that I'm allergic to random foods. I'm like, oh, there must be something in it I'm allergic to. But I'm like, what? I'm not allergic to anything. Like, why would I be allergic to it? So I just like read the label. I didn't know what those things were. And I was like, oh, it scares me a little bit, but it's, amazing. I love Lily's. I have it in my freezer at all times.
Good. Yeah, it's totally great. And then like in our program, you kind of learn like what is in food and how to look at labels and what works for us. And guys, another reason why sometimes people are afraid of eating chocolate is because they're afraid they're going to like overdo it, or that it's going to sabotage their goals. And Camille, how do you feel about food freedom and like eating chocolate and eating pizza? How has it worked for you?
It's worked great. I mean, I think I was in a bad routine of like carb addiction. Like, I would have like wraps every day for lunch, which doesn't sound terrible, but like I would have like some sort of carb and then just want more carbs. I'd have like goldfish in my house. I'd have just stuff that wasn't good for me. And you had such good replacements, like the Simple Mills in replacement of the goldfish. And I just got in a routine. Like you told me, I remember along the process, like saying, as we start replacing these, you're not going to crave them as much. It is completely true. Like, I don't ever crave like a burger or like French fries. Like, I have no idea the last time I had a French fry, because it's not something that's in my mind anymore. It's like, if I'm going to have a cheat day, I'm going to get a kava salad with some rice in it. Like, that's exciting to me. Like, it used to be like, give me a burger and French fries. Like, I'm going to eat it all. And now it's just like, it's not even in my brain to crave it. So I think another takeaway too was learning through your classes. Like, I used to always think like cardio was everything, but like learning how many calories you burn doing legs. And that was a big takeaway too.
Yeah. And I'm like been so happy to keep seeing you in my classes. So you worked out with me for the 3 months together, and then you continued after. So tell us why you enjoy the classes.
I like that they're intimate, and you can actually like guide us on how we're doing our how we're doing the workouts, because the classes I was doing prior, there'd be like 80 people in it. Nobody even knew you were in there. If you're doing something wrong, you're probably this big on the screen. Like, and you feel like it's a community. Like, everybody is so positive and like, cheers each other on. So I kind of like just that aspect. It's like your own little community.
Yeah. And like, you've seen results from the workouts. I mean, Look at your pictures, girl. Like that waist. Oh my gosh. And you guys, like, we'll talk a little bit more about Camille at the end, like with her big advice for everyone is taking pictures and, seeing her shrink over time. I mean, how did you feel when you looked in the mirror?
That's so much better. I'm just so mad at myself for not doing measurements up front. I started doing the measurements in November. I was like, no, I wish I did them in September. But yeah, I think, Yeah, I was very happy with those. And just seeing those pictures, because maybe I was like looking every day because I'm an impatient person. I'm like, okay, where's the change? Where's the change? But then like, you know, a couple weeks go by, I take the pictures and see the side by side. I was like, wow, I did not realize I was that wide before. Like my body was so much wider. So it's nice to just see it go down.
Yeah. And you know what, guys, comment in the chat here if you're someone who's impatient. Like maybe one of the reasons why you struggle on the weight loss journey is because you want results immediately and you struggle with patience. That was something Camille definitely struggled with. Comment in the chat if that's something you struggle with. And that's why, guys, pictures are amazing. Like and Camille just said it, I always recommend clients take pictures, not so much for me. Like I never share pictures of clients unless I get permission, and I don't require them, but Camille did them on her own and then would share them with me. And thank goodness, because it really showed all her work in terms of her nutrition, her fitness, and her mindset was finally paying off after all these years, you know? So it worked for Camille. Super happy about that. And so something else I want to know too, I'm sure everyone else here watching wants to know, you know, how sustainable do you feel the CMW process is for you, you know, even with your busy schedule and just doing it on your own now?
I think it's extremely sustainable. I think you completely changed my mindset on diet. Like I do not, again, like I was so scared to leave you. Remember, I was like, I need 2 more weeks with you. I can't leave you. I'm too nervous. But I've learned like exactly how to eat. Like I do sometimes still do intermittent fasting, but you just telling me to have breakfast at that time is like such a game changer. And just keeping up the routine. I'm a very like routine person. So I got in that routine and I'm still in it and I'm sticking with it. And I have no plans of going off of it.
Awesome. That's perfect. And I'm so glad that not only like did it work for you and it is working for you, but you can do it on your own. And I think that's like the most important thing, is because a lot of times we rely on accountability, like outside accountability, you know. And I remember how nervous you were, and I was like, girl, you're going to be fine, you know. Yeah. And look at you, you're doing great. And you know, still eating your pizza on Sundays, like you said, and still enjoying like the food freedom. And so you're doing it. So the proof is in the pudding, and Camille's here for that. And that's why, again, I'm so thankful that you're sharing your story. And so last but not least, you know, what is your biggest piece of advice for people currently on the weight loss journey?
I think the biggest piece of advice is trust the process. At first, it can be overwhelming. I remember you even said, like, I know I just sent you a lot of documents, like, don't look at all of them, just like go week by week. But like, of course, again, being an impatient person, I was at like week 6 and was like 5 pounds down. But then I took the pictures. I was like, whoa, I'm probably like 6 inches down, but 5 pounds, you know, like trust the process, trust the pictures, don't work off of the scale. I think the way you do it, like incorporating something new each week, is very helpful. It's not just like throwing all these changes at you at once. And I think that's why it's successful, because it's changing your brain into getting into this like routine. So yeah, I think those would be my biggest pieces of advice.
Yeah, you guys, I love what she just said about don't rely on the scale. Hashtag ditch the scale. Maybe not ditch it, because it is like a helpful tool, but guys, it is one tool. It is one measurement of your success. Okay, what's working, what's not working. And so as Camille said, like she lost a lot of inches. And oftentimes too, guys, if you are strength training, Camille was doing 5 days a week of my strength training workouts. Like if you are lifting weights, right, and you're building muscle weighs more than fat, right? So the scale might not move as quickly as you'd like because you are building the muscle. And that's what Camille is doing. But her pictures definitely show the transformation. Let me see if there's any more comments, guys. Any questions for Camille before we wrap up? Oh, Chloe's here. Small changes, she says. Abby's here. Yes, trust the process is going to work if you let it. Hey, Kristin's here. What's going on, girl? Yeah, so lots of comments, lots of love for Camille. Guys, comment in the chat if you haven't said anything to Camille yet. Any questions you have, we'll answer them for you. But yeah, guys, again, Camille is living proof that food freedom works, that you can, you know, ditch the diet and enjoy the journey and learn and change the way we look at weight loss and health, and really set a lifestyle for yourself. So if you are ready to create your success story, just like Camille was months ago and she has it now, go ahead and comment in the chat like I'm ready, hashtag I'm ready, or hashtag create my story. Or if you want to just book a free call with me, just like Camille did back in September, just go to createmyweight.com/apply. All right, createmyweight.com/apply. I'll drop the link in the comments here in a little bit. If you want to really get clear on what it is you need to be successful. Aaron's here live. Go, Camille. Congrats, Camille. Abby says, ditch the scale. Natalie, oh my gosh, Natalie was super excited to see you, Camille. She lives in Chicago. And she loves the idea of food freedom too. Like her and her boyfriend like to go out to eat and live their life. Madeline says, thanks for sharing. Love your story and progress. Yay! You're such an inspiration, my love. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right, guys. I actually have to run because I'm about to teach a stretch and intro to yoga class as part of my online fitness studio that Camile's been a part of for months now. So if you ever have questions about wanting to work out with us, oh, Margot says, congrats, Camile. Sonia says, congrats, Camile. You got a lot of love going on today, Camile. All right. Comment, guys. Awesome. Awesome. I told you, girl, people are inspired by you. So if you ever want to work out with Camile, what would you say?
That's so sweet. So sweet.
Kristin says, thanks for having pics that actually look like the same person from before and after.
I did dye my hair a little bit lighter, but that's it.
No, it's actually her. Oh my God. Yeah, I definitely like in Camile, you know, I don't require pictures from clients, but when I'm always thankful.
I know, I'd always send them to you. I'm like, more, you're like, this is great.
Melissa, I don't know if she's live with us, but she would always send me pictures. I get pictures a lot from people. So thank you for sharing, and thank you for sharing your story. Yeah, guys, if you want to join me and Camile and work out with us in our community, drop a comment in the chat. You want to talk to me, comment in the chat. But we're going to run. I got to go teach a class. So thanks so much, Camile, for joining, and thanks for everyone for watching. And Camile, I'll see you in class this week.
I'll see you
and
tomorrow.
Everyone else. Yeah, I know. It's so cool. I can work out with you and you're in Charlotte, right?
I know, I love it. I love the virtual workouts. They're great.
Yeah. Virtual workouts, guys, gold. Like seriously, I love them.
Not going back to the gym. I don't plan on it. I don't plan on going back to a gym. I don't.
You don't need to. You got everything at home now, and you're set for life. You're set for life in all facets now, Camile.
Yes.
So,
finally, 33 years later.
Yeah, but it's all worth it. 3 years later, you're done, you know? Yay! All right, you guys, much love. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.